The Battle of Mohi, one of the most significant battles in European history, was fought on April 11, 1241, between the Mongol Empire and the Kingdom of Hungary. The battle was part of a wider Mongol invasion that swept across Eastern and Central Europe during the 13th century. Led by Batu Khan, a grandson of Genghis Khan, and his brilliant general Subutai, the Mongols executed a near-perfect strategy to annihilate the Hungarian forces and bring Hungary to its knees. The battle was not only a tactical masterpiece but also a turning point for the Mongols' westward expansion and Europe's understanding of the Mongol threat. The Mongols had long been interested in expanding their empire into Europe. Having already conquered large parts of Russia and Eastern Europe, they saw Hungary as a key target. Hungary was geographically significant due to its location in Central Europe and its fertile plains, which would serve as an ideal base for further incursions into Europe. Furthermore, the Mongols believed that defeating Hungary would send a message to the rest of Europe about their power and military dominance. King Bela IV of Hungary was aware of the Mongol threat and tried to prepare for the invasion. He had appealed to the Pope and other European rulers for military assistance, but his pleas were largely ignored. The European powers were either preoccupied with their own conflicts or underestimated the Mongol threat, leaving Hungary to face the Mongols on its own. In the months leading up to the Battle of Mohi, the Mongols had already invaded Poland and defeated the Polish forces at the Battle of Legnica. Now they turned their attention to Hungary. Batu Khan and Subutai planned a multi-pronged attack to overwhelm the Hungarians. The Mongol army was well organized, disciplined, and highly mobile, relying heavily on mounted archers who could strike quickly and retreat before the enemy could respond. On the night of April 10, 1241, the Mongols made their first move. They crossed the Sejo River, which separated the Hungarian and Mongol forces. Subutai led the main Mongol army, while Batu Khan commanded a smaller detachment. The Mongols set up camp near the Sejo River, waiting for the right moment to strike. The Hungarian army, led by King Bela IV, was camped nearby, but they were unprepared for the speed and ferocity of the Mongol assault. The battle began with the Mongols launching a surprise attack on the bridge over the Sejo River, the main access point for the Hungarian forces. The Mongols used catapults and siege engines to bombard the bridge, while their cavalry attacked from both sides. The Hungarians attempted to defend the bridge, but they were overwhelmed by the Mongol onslaught. As the Mongols continued their attack, the Hungarians were forced to retreat. King Bela IV, realizing the gravity of the situation, tried to rally his forces, but it was too late. The Mongols had already broken through the Hungarian lines and were advancing rapidly. The Hungarian army, composed mainly of infantry and some heavy cavalry, was ill-equipped to deal with the fast-moving Mongol horse archers. The Mongols used their superior mobility to outflank the Hungarians, surrounding them on all sides. At one point, the Mongols feigned a retreat, a common tactic they used to lure their enemies into a trap. The Hungarians, thinking they had gained the upper hand, pursued the retreating Mongols, only to be ambushed by a larger Mongol force waiting in the wings. The battle quickly turned into a massacre. The Mongols rained arrows down on the Hungarian soldiers, killing thousands in the initial volleys. The Hungarian cavalry, unable to keep up with the Mongol horse archers, was decimated. As the battle raged on, the Hungarian army disintegrated. Many of the soldiers tried to flee, but the Mongols hunted them down with ruthless efficiency. King Bela IV barely escaped with his life, fleeing the battlefield and eventually seeking refuge in Austria. The Mongols, having achieved a decisive victory, began their rampage across Hungary. They burned towns, slaughtered civilians, and left a trail of destruction in their wake. Hungary was utterly devastated, its cities and villages reduced to ashes. The Battle of Mohi marked the beginning of a period of intense suffering for the Hungarian people, as the Mongols continued to ravage the country in the months that followed. Despite the overwhelming Mongol victory, the invasion of Hungary did not lead to a permanent Mongol occupation of the region. In 1242, news reached the Mongol commanders that the great Khan Ogdi had died in Karakorum, the Mongol capital. Batu Khan and his generals immediately withdrew from Hungary, returning to the Mongol heartland to participate in the selection of a new great Khan. This unexpected withdrawal spared Hungary from complete subjugation and allowed the kingdom to slowly recover in the following decades. The devastation wrought by the Mongols, however, left a lasting impact on Hungary and the surrounding regions. The population of Hungary was drastically reduced, and entire regions were depopulated as a result of the Mongol invasion. The kingdom's economy was shattered, and it took years for Hungary to rebuild its infrastructure and recover from the losses inflicted during the invasion. The Battle of Mohi also had broader implications for Europe. The defeat of Hungary sent shockwaves throughout the continent. European rulers, who had previously been indifferent to the Mongol threat, now recognized the seriousness of the situation. The Mongols had demonstrated their military prowess and their ability to defeat even well-organized armies like that of Hungary. Although the Mongols did not return to Europe in full force after their withdrawal, the Battle of Mohi served as a stark reminder of the Mongol Empire's reach and power. In the aftermath of the battle, King Bela IV implemented a series of reforms to strengthen Hungary's defenses. He fortified cities, built stone castles, and reformed the Hungarian military to make it more adaptable to the fast-moving tactics of the Mongols. These reforms would prove crucial in the years to come, as Hungary faced further invasions from the Mongols and other enemies. In conclusion, the Battle of Mohi stands as one of the most important and devastating battles in the history of Europe. It not only demonstrated the tactical brilliance of the Mongol commanders Batu Khan and Subutai, but also highlighted the vulnerability of European kingdoms to the Mongol onslaught. The battle had far-reaching consequences, both for Hungary and for Europe as a whole, reshaping the political and military landscape of the continent. Though the Mongols would not establish a lasting presence in Hungary, the destruction they caused left an indelible mark on the region and changed the course of European history.